special to us. Okay, we really acknowledge your commitment. I will talk in English. We have our programs in Hindi also, but for the convenience of everyone, everyone is not with Hindi. Okay, so I will talk in English. My screen is screen shared with all of you. Okay, please swipe your Zoom window. See, you can see my screen. Okay, the others you can mark. Few of you can mark panelists and attendees to let them know, or let them know how to view my. Okay. सर मैं हिंदी में बोलूंगा तो कुछ और लोगों को प्रॉब्लम होगी. So that is a problem, right? So I will continue. Try to follow. If you have a doubt, you can ask. Okay, because see, people who are in the south will not be to speak in a language which can follow, right? So we thank you for joining us, and we promise you that we are going to give you lots and lots of value. Even today, there's so much. It's like today you will go back home with a very clear understanding of what needs to be done for your judiciary prep. You will not be disappointed. Okay. Let us know on chat where you are logging in from and what you do. Type your city logging in from. Okay, and it's really amazing to be here with all of you. 5,000 people are here now. Okay, when we started, there were fewer people. Now, and that too because we have only capacity to have 5,000 people at a time on our Zoom web. Around 11,385 people registered as of today morning to be a part of this boot camp. Wow, I see people from, right? There's Tamil Nadu, Chennai, Kanpur, Bilaspur, Mumbai, Chhattisgarh, Sangrur, Punjab, Delhi, Maharashtra. It's so amazing, right? That so many of us are here together. Please mask panelists and attendees. If there are any international students, please note that we will only talk about Indian judiciary exams. Anyone outside India, any international student, we will only be talking about Indian judiciary exams. Okay, you may enjoy some of the content, but all of it will not be relevant unless you are attempting, right? Because we do have international law students and lawyers for many of our other boot camps. Now, we will talk about how to get a job in a law firm. For those of you who are international participants and may be interested, you can make sure and you're there. When was the last time that you attended an event of this kind of size? Do you recall which was the last similar event? This is a huge, like, you know, if a proper video and see all of your pictures, this would fill a stadium. 5,000 of us over here, right? That is the scale of this, how big an event, a conversation this is. Screen is visible, guys. Screen is visible. Okay. I wish we all could take a mega selfie of all of us together. Yeah, the energy is really, really electrifying. I can see the chat of us are participating actively. Keep sharing your thoughts with us on the chat. Okay. I am Abhyuday, and Ramanuj will join us in a while with me, but his flight to Ukraine has been delayed and he is still on his way. So he will log in at some point of time as soon as he reaches. Okay. So some of you are saying that our previous boot camp was this big. That's true. Yeah. We will introduce soon. Are you excited to be here? Sorry, screen sharing stopped. Yeah. Are you looking forward to learn new? Enjoy, you know, the judiciary boot camps, because there's so much new stuff that always comes up. There's so much to prepare, so much things to bring organized structure to. So I'm always very excited whenever I have to speak about judiciary. Okay. One word of advice: from a laptop or computer for the best experience. You'll get a lot more value from the session that way. One question: what do you do? I'm guessing some of you are, and some of you may be law students. Some of you may have attempted the exam earlier. I'd love to know that from you. So what I'll do is I'm going to launch a short poll. Okay, it has 5 that will make you So I've launched a poll. This asks you 5 questions. You can let us know your educational qualification, judiciary exam earlier, okay, and whether you've decided to attempt the judiciary exam. Have you thought of a backup? These 5 basic questions are there. It is available to you, and you can start answering it. Okay, so this will help me in understanding, what background, okay, who is the audience, so that I can cater this more specifically to you in this session, right? What are we promising you from? You all can continue participating on the poll, and I will, in the meanwhile, continue the conversation, okay? But focus on, if you are an advocate, you can mark that on the poll, okay? So let's just look at what are the outcomes from this bootcamp. You will understand exactly what you are judiciary exam. You will also be able to make an informed decision. Do I want to embark on this journey to crack the judiciary exam? Because it involves thousands of hours. Okay, so it's a long journey. So you will be able to decide that, and you will know what to do. You will understand how the exam is in different states, and whether it's a good idea to opt for the judiciary exam now or not. Are there too few seats? Are the vacancies? What's going to happen? Okay, and understanding the trends in the exams, like how the paper pattern is evolving. That is very critical decision at every step, because that's how you will prepare. And most of the times people have no clue about what is changing in the judiciary exams. I have started i have started you all are asking me, please start. I have started. Then what you will also get is, how can you decide if you really prepare for the judiciary or choose a different career, like let's say corporate law or litigation? How do you decide that? At what point in law preparing for judiciary exams in a serious way, ideally? Okay, what if you are starting only after you graduate? Okay, questions you will have answers to. Okay, do you need to think of backup options given the low success rate in judiciary exams? Success exam is 0.5% or lower. I'll show you the calculation. Okay, so the thing is that, do you need to think of backups or not? Backups. Okay, then will your judiciary preparation help you in cracking other competitive, or will it help you to do well in litigation if you are unable to make it in judiciary, right? Then you, people who have cracked the exam, what do they do differently from all the 99.5% people who don't crack it? Okay, for yourself a customized roadmap, a plan. What's a roadmap? A plan to prepare. Okay, so you will be able to decide which state's exam should I attempt, study plan, how many exams, how many hours should I study? Okay, my strengths and weaknesses, how do I find that out? What should my subject wise GP? There are different subjects, right? Over 40 subjects are there in different states. Okay, so how do I go about studying for each subject? Then how to prepare for GK, current affairs. Okay, interview preparation. So how is that different? Okay, if you're a school student and you intend that some the exams, you may benefit from this. Okay, then you will be able to identify the elements that may derail your prep. We will conduct a pre-mortem exercise. We conduct a SWOT exercise also. Why? Because you want to know why most people fail to crack this exam. Then your preparation will happen in a way that you don't make the same mistakes, right? So we are going to see that what could go wrong for you, people fail. Okay, we will address questions like, is it important to join coaching, which books to look at, all of that. Okay, going to be uh, promoting other coaching classes. That has happened in our earlier sessions. A lot of people join and start promoting other coaching classes, guys. Okay, please make sure that you are respecting the rules of conversation here. Okay, you will learn 4 critical skills over this bootcamp: judiciary prep, which no paid coaching class will teach you also. These skills are how to read for judiciary exams, a judgment, for judiciary exams. Many state judiciary exams have judgment writing as a subject, and some exams have practical subjective type to write. You have to do a detailed analysis like you are writing a judgment. So we will help you with that. We will help you with how to write answers for the mains exam effectively, how to use memory techniques for accuracy, and how to study local acts. Abhishek, can some moderation here, people? Some people are distracting the audience and writing random stuff. Please take care of this now.
Yeah, sure.
Please. Okay, they are talking insulting things. They are writing. We will give you a lot of exciting giveaways each day, but make sure that you attend for 2.5. Okay, every day 2.5 hours you must attend on that day to be eligible for the giveaway for that day. Otherwise, you will not get it. Okay, today's giveaway I'm listing get. So I know I'm going to explain to you two state syllabus in detail, and then you'll say, my state, tell me the state. Today's giveaway is 22 judiciary exam syllabus. Then you will have prelims 2019, a question paper analysis report with solutions to the question prelims. Then you will get a document on what are the different types of questions in judiciary prelims and mains exam. I will also explain. Okay, I will explain to you the different types of questions that will come in judiciary prelims and mains. Okay, tomorrow's giveaway. Tomorrow we'll do a different set of giveaways. You will get a trends analysis of MP Judiciary Mains. It's free for you. Okay, you have to attend 2.5 hours. This will 5 years how different subjects have had different questions being asked in the MP Judiciary. Then you will have indicative study plan for judiciary. Okay, so how many hours to study, what to study in detail. You will get an answer writing guide. You want an answer writing guide in the mains exam subjective type. You have to write long answers. So you'll get an answer writing guide for the mains exam. Okay, and then you will get model answers for descriptive judiciary mains. You'll get a few model answers also. Okay, WBJS also will tell you about. See, we'll give you a syllabus, right? If you don't teach me exactly about what I want in WBJS, or I want Tamil Nadu Judicial Service, tell me right now what will come. It's not like that, right? We are starting with strategy to prepare. We'll give you a syllabus of 22 states. After that, we'll tell you how to identify which states to sit for, all of that. Okay, don't worry. We will then, what are the giveaways for day 3? Day 3, you will get a diagnostic mock where you can identify, okay, for the judiciary exam. And we will also give you a free legal digest on contemporary legal topics. This has been Sharma, who has cracked RJS, Rajasthan Judicial Service, Delhi Judicial Service, and CLAT PG and other exams also. He's pursuing PhD at. This is a 1,000-page guide. Is my voice cracking? One person is saying, just check your internet. Okay, I'm telling you, I have set up all the internet. Okay, just increase volume. Okay, I'm speaking loudly here. Everything is sorted. Just increase volume. Login. Study materials on 5 most important topics from CRPC. This is there in almost every state, right? Every state will have CRPC. You will get study materials on 5 important topics on this. Study materials on Delhi Rent Control Act. If you're attempting Delhi Rent Control, Delhi exam, Judicial Service is an important local law. This will be there. MP Judiciary Mains, we will give you a practice workbook. So a lot of free giveaways, okay? Current affairs compendium. You can take a screenshot. You will get this. Attend for 2.5 hours. You will get it on after the 3rd day. Practice also we are giving. So a lot of stuff we're giving for free. Okay, for those who are attending. Okay. Latest Supreme Court case laws from April to June. 100 technical terms for translation from English to Hindi, so that you can practice languages. And we'll give you a template so that on your own also, if you SWOT analysis. What is SWOT? Strengths, weakness, opportunity, threat. Okay, so you can identify my weakness, prove what is a threat for me right now. Okay, we will give you this also, a template, so that you can keep taking this SWOT for your own self. Okay, an email. We will manually check who has attended. Zoom has all the data. Who has attended for 2.5 hours? We will check that and send it to you. Okay. Your doubts will get cleared and you will be able to start your judiciary test prep journey with clarity and strong resolve. This is my promise. Attend for 3 days and you will be able to do that. For today also. Sounds good? Works? Awesome. So we are asking you just participate fully and give us your undivided attention. Now let's see today's agenda. Today we are going to look at what kinds of people are likely to crack the and who are likely to fail. Okay, so that you can develop yourself into the type that can crack the exam. Does an NLU student really have an advantage judiciary exams? Okay, this is a very important question. Many people think that NLU students have advantage everywhere. Today you will find out, do they have advantage? Then this is a big pain point. Lot of people who are bad at mugging up say that judiciary exam is not for me because I have to mug up a lot. Mugging up important to succeed in judiciary exams. Today we will look at that. Then we will discuss the syllabus of different judiciary exams. Now I can't personally states that will take 6-7 hours just to discuss syllabus, but we are sending you 22 state syllabus and we will give you a flavor by discussing 2 states. When you know that, then you will know how to see syllabus of any other state. And we will send you 22 state syllabus, right? And we'll tell you what's there for prelims, mains, so clear that what is the challenge in front of me, okay? You will get 22 states. We will have somebody to confirm which whether Sikkim is. We will discuss different types of questions that are asked in judiciary exams across state. If you know which types of questions can come, your preparation strategy goes up. You know, okay, this is the type of question that will come. I will solve it this way. How many states should you attempt the exam for? Are these questions bothering you? Are they important? Are they relevant for where these states will be covered? Okay. How many states should you attempt the exam for? How to shortlist those states? Turning off the chat box, we will switch it on again later. Okay. How many states should you attempt the exam for? How to shortlist those states? We will discuss hours you should study to have a high chance of cracking the exam. People ask, no, how many hours should I study? I'm studying 6 hours, 8 hours, 4 hours. What should my daily schedule? To what extent is, I'm preparing for college exams, but is that strategy going to work when I'm preparing for judiciary? Do I need to change something about it? That's what we're going to discuss today. Okay. What are the logistics for getting the certificate? Simple. You have to, not all of you for the bootcamp, I understand that, but some of you want it, right? So before we move on, let me give you a brief instruction on what you need to do for attending this bootcamp. Okay. In fact, what I'm doing is I'm turning on chat with panelists, so you all can write messages only to me so that nobody else gets disturbed. On all days, right, for 2.5 hours each day. Leave a review of your experience, good, bad, ugly, whatever your fair view is, you leave that review on comments. We will share and Twitter comments. You can go out there and comment. If you don't have a profile there, please create a profile. It will help you always for getting opportunity. And create profile on both channels. Okay, just it will not take too long. Just go ahead and create those profiles. Okay. If we will send you a certificate, we'll track that who has attended for 2.5 hours each day, and then after 10 days, we'll send you. Take some time. There are 5,000 people here, so we have to calculate that, right? We have to match it that every day you attended that. And if you don't receive it, you have any queries, you can write .co.in. Okay. If you don't want these, if you don't do these things and ask us for a certificate, or you threaten to write bad, then that won't work. Okay. We have clearly laid down what rule is there. So please follow the instruction on this. Okay. A few people have tried to do this in our attend for a day or two, and then they say we didn't get certificate, and that won't work. Okay. So I'm just laying all of this out at front before we start, so that everyone. So are you excited now? You can chat with me and you can let me know. Okay. What inspires you to be a judge? Is it power? People are inspired by the power of sovereign state power. You're officer of the state, independent. you can, what you decide is going to impact so many people. It's going to be the laid down law, right? Security of a government job, secure job, most stable job. You can give justice, the pride, the status, the respect, the recognition. Amazing perks. There are lots of perquisites with that come with the job of a judge, right? Then what brings, what are your biggest questions? We're going to deal with all of that. What are your biggest questions about judiciary prep? Some of you have already started sharing these. What judiciary prep? What are the things you are confused about? Are you sure about being a judge? These are the usual questions, right? Are you sure about being a judge? Will you be fine with rural postings? Because if you're a judge, you may be posted anywhere in the state, right? So will that be fine for you? Have you thought of alternatives? What are my backup options? If I don't clear my first most important state, which are the other states? Could be my backups if I don't clear my judiciary exams. Do you have a clear plan for studying? A lot of people don't have a clear plan. They just so many hours, or it's worse, they say that I should study for all the hours I have free in my life, right? And then they are not able to. What is your current plan? People struggling there also. My current plan is not there. So I'm going to start with teaching you one quick skill. Okay, before judiciary exam strategy, I'll teach you one quick skill that will give you a flavor of what it is like to be preparing for judiciary exams. Okay, what do you think about it? It's an easy one and will help you with your practice, but I'll teach you a neat version of judiciary exams to stand out in your college exams everywhere. Okay, so in a little while, we'll also discuss other important for your judiciary prep. Okay. After that, we will introduce ourselves and law sequel works. We haven't introduced, we'll do that a little bit about law sequel, what we do, what we're up to, so that you understand, right? Whose advice are you following? You should know that, right? What have we achieved? How are we in the right place to advise? You would want to know that as well. So we'll introduce ourselves briefly, our experiences, all of that. Now, how to read a judgment really fast and effectively for this is the skill I want to talk about. Okay. Are you excited about this one? This comes for, so I don't know if everybody knows this, but reading case law is a very important skill, not just after you become a judge, but also you are attempting judiciary exams. And the volume of case law that you read for attempting judiciary exams is much higher than your law school exams. So several judiciary exams have questions which pertain to judgments of Supreme Court or of High Court, and they could be there either in prelims or difference is that if you are doing in prelims, it will be a MCQ. It's in mains, you have to write in detail about it. But what means keep reading new case law. See, if there's a landmark case, you will still have some idea about it in a commentary, like MP Jain for constitutional. You will not have that for recent cases. So those you need to cover. Okay. Now I'm giving you an example of a question. So learn the question, but just notice the flavor of it. In which of the following latest cases, the Supreme Court of India made the following observations about lease under Stamp Act has a wider meaning as compared to the meaning in section 105 of Transfer of Property Act. Okay, if lease 4 specified clauses here, we do not find any inclusion in 105. Now it doesn't matter, you have to understand this or not, but you understand that this has been taken from a case. Where did it come? Himachal Pradesh Judiciary Prelims 2018. And then they gave you 4 options. Okay, now that means 2018 cases. And when did this come? 2018. That means I should know recent cases, right? That's how I can stand out, right? Only 0.5% to everything I can to stand out, right? Another example, Delhi Judicial Service versus Union of India, down which provision as being unconstitutional. Okay, and then you have 4 provisions, right? Okay. So that means you have to again read the cases. Due to COVID lockdown, now this is a recent one, Telangana main 2021. This is a very interesting one. Due to COVID-19 lockdown, many businesses have not done business and suffered huge losses. One such company was running a corporate taken on lease in a building, and they refused to pay rent to the landlord, citing that the company is not able to pay rent by invoking force majeure clause in the lease. Would apply to the business establishment during COVID lockdown, and what would be the options available to it? Very practical question. I've said that this pertains to a case. Now, this was decided in one Telangana High Court case. Okay. Important one. So, did you understand that it is important to know case law? It's important to read case law, and you can't waste too much time on it because there also. So in some judiciary exams, High Court judgments is also very important. Like this Telangana one that I just showed you. This is a Telangana High Court one. And Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, okay, they often ask you High Court judgments. And if your state landmark judgment on something covered in the syllabus, then they will ask you. If that judgment makes a national news. So if the High Court judgment of national news in one point, then it can be asked. If questions are asked from a recent case, a book, or a questions require you to address the judgment in detail. So you can't use, like if you use the Dukki or a Bangya, okay, or a Ratanlal Dheeraj paragraph. But what the question may ask you to write about 400-500 words, okay, then what happens? You can't rely on just your knowledge from the book. So I'm going to show you how to read one judgment called Vinay Sharma's judgment. Are you all familiar with this? I'll give you a background anyway. Okay. This is not a rare one. So you have judgments. Judgments from High Court are rare, not very, very frequent, but judgments from Supreme Court are very, and they could be recent judgments. So Vinay Sharma's case was relating to the Nirbhaya gang rape case, okay, in Delhi. This now, what happened? One of the convicts who was convicted for the offense and sentenced to death by the trial court, and this was confirmed by High Court, okay. And so what happens if there's a death sentence? You have an option to apply to the president for mercy, right? So this was a presidential pardon denied, and then there was a review application. The president and a writ petition. Basically, the person went to the Supreme Court to challenge the pardon being denied. So it is about review of presidential pardon before the Supreme Court. This is the link. I'm going to show you this, and I'll also open it for you on chat. Okay, so on chat, I'm going to share. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to share how. Okay, you can click on the link, open it, keep it on the side, and I'm going to start pointing out things with screenshots. I've already marked it. Okay, I can go through it, but it's about 20 pages. It's 26 pages, so I don't want to go through all 26 pages. I want to show you how to mark out what is important and what is not. When you read a new case, you don't know what may be relevant, what may not be relevant. Following till here. So I'm going to show you this. 5 steps I'm going to talk about. Okay. From the cause title, you're going to read the name of the case, the parties' names, right? You need that to cite. The jurisdiction, the court name, and the name of the judge. Okay. So can you see that? The first window, if you open the link, is going to tell you that, right? And here. So name of case, Vinay Sharma versus Union of India, Justice Bhanumati writing it. What is the jury? Who will type this on chat and tell? It is writ petition criminal. It's not criminal appeal. It's written on the judgment, right? Supreme Court has a different criminal appellate jurisdiction, but this is writ petition criminal. It's right. Those are the things you have to catch. Okay, criminal writ, not appellate, guys, not appellate. You can generally say not work, appellate won't work. Criminal appellate jurisdiction is different. This is writ petition criminal. Look, it's written here. I don't have to apply my mind. It's written here. You can just use this. Okay. Now look at this. Step 2. Now, I don't advise you to start reading from scratch, okay? I'm telling you how to go about reading it. And this is counterintuitive means people don't use this, okay? But it gives you results very fast, okay? So now you know Vinay Sharma is what? Petitioner, Union of India is respondent. Now, important thing, who won? Read the last paragraph to know the decision and other important points, because forget everything in the case. But you'll remember, oh, this was the case, this party won. And even that counts if you are having a bad day, right? 5 of 2020 was the registry filing number at the Supreme Court. Okay, that number is not necessary to remember. Respondent, you tell me who won? Confirm which judge issued the opinion, how many judges signed it, look for any dissenting judgments. Exactly. So failed, right? Union of India won. The pardon was not successfully challenged. Okay. Now you saw the judge for 3 judges, Ashok Bhushan and also for Justice Bopan. Okay. So 3-judge bench. Okay. Now with this, you're making reading much of the case, and we are going to use the strategy. Now, step 3. You only read first couple of paragraphs to understand how reached the Supreme Court and the High Court. This is way more important than the detailed facts. Trust me, the reason, if you read a trial court judgment, it's often simpler. Supreme Court judgment, and we always read High Court, Supreme Court in class, because that is what is important. It has a precedent value, right? Reading all these judgments. Now, what happens is that by the time the case reaches the High Court or Supreme Court, there is so much story about it, right? Story in the judiciary exam. And this is a very important point to know. I can't write the whole story, whole Ramayana, Mahabharata that I know. I can't write an epic exam. I have to write only focused points. So the best way to do that is I will read only little. The most important stuff I will find, and I will read and I will learn that, right? Tell you how to go about that. The petitioner is a death row convict. This is para 2. Okay, is a death row convict in Nirbhaya's case relating to the gang rape of bus in Delhi on the night of 16th or 17th December 2012. Trial court by its judgment, petitioner and other co-accused, okay, and the sections under which they were convicted. The trial court imposed death sentence on the petitioner, co-accused. Okay, confirm the conviction of the petitioner and co-accused. Under CRPC, the death sentence is to be confirmed by the High Court, right? Yes, this can apply in litigation also. Okay, this will help you get a grip of cases very fast. Then, so High Court confirmed the conviction and the sentence. Recording death sentence, the trial and High Court have recorded reasoning. And then it says here, after referring to various judgments, and here, the line here, challenge in this writ petition is the by the President of India under Article 72 of the Constitution. So now you know this can be asked under constitutional law or maybe under criminal, right? 2 possibilities, constitutional law or criminal law. Step 1, you are reading the name of the case, parties, go to the last paragraph, see the outcome, which judges were there, is there a dissent? In this case, there is no dissent. Dates are not important. Year of the sufficient. Okay, how to select the case is the next step. When I'm talking about one step, you try to focus on that step. Otherwise, you will keep having more and more and more questions, and they will go in circles. Okay, so this is the one on point. Challenge in this writ petition is the rejection of mercy petition by a President of India. See, reading newspapers, you are going to coaching, okay, you will come to know which cases are there. Or you're doing, that's a separate method. But when you find a case, I can give you a list of 2000 cases. How will you read it? Question is not finding the case. Then what is going to be asked? Nobody knows which case is going to be asked, right? So you will read a few more cases than what's going to be asked. Maybe you'll read 100 cases or and you will have question on 20 cases, but you will still read that, right, to succeed in the competition. That's why I am saying that once you have the list, like we give our students list of cases, reading and study technique. right? Studying is your job. Your job is not to reinvent the wheel. Okay, so challenge in this writ petition is rejection of mercy petition by press. Now step 4, read. But what will you read? You will read in a certain way. And I call this method Oprah. I have taken Winfrey. It's a talk show in the US. So I just thought I'll make uh, a mnemonic from it. So Oprah is the mnemonic. Okay. Read sentences of every para, but only the first sentence. And you only have to mark it. Okay. So you just have to mark it. First, to know whether it is the court's opinion. Because if it's opinion, you will use it. If they are referring to precedent, you will not use it. Go back to the precedent if you need to mug more cases or you want to learn more cases. Okay. If it's an argument of the respondent or appellant, you may use it for your understanding, may not answer. But court's opinion, where there is a new ratio that's coming, new judge, new reasons for the decision are being coming, there you will read this, right? So you do Oprah and you use mostly the O of the Oprah. Okay. And you use the argument for just your understanding at best, and only that much as is needed for the issue. Okay. So curative petition was filed, but this case was not about a curative petition. So that part of the facts we ignore here. This case won't be asked for curative petition. I'll show you what the lines from the court's opinion look like. Okay. Like, in our opinion, in our view, of counsel, by perusal of file produced before us, it is seen that, so they use like sentences like that. In principles, let us consider, right? So, Aditya, can you write again? In the light of above principles, let us consider the present writ petition and the grounds urged. So now you understand here that the court is summarizing, right? So the petitioner has primarily raised the following grounds. So here you're getting a summary also. That means I can ignore petitioner. Why? Because court is summarizing it. And I also know that after 2-3 paragraphs, I will get the court's opinion on the point. So we got it. Insofar by the learned counsel that the file, this was about a file not being shared with the precedent for the mercy petition. Okay. So the court says we are of the opinion that be appropriate. Okay. Then similar line in another paragraph, para 24, they said by perusal of the file produced before us, it is seen their opinion. There is no merit in the contention that the medical report of the petitioner has not been placed before the president. So from the top and the bottom, I understand that the court is giving me opinion and this is what it is deciding, right? Even if it is more than 200 pages, method what is important. You're understanding, because you'll find out which are the judges, who is the leading judgment, who wrote the judgment of the majority, and then you'll, right? This is not skimming method. Okay, this is not skimming method. This is like a custom method that we have prepared. It works. Why? I'll tell you. You just follow this, all the 5 steps with me. You will realize how it saves you time. Okay, now I am showing you. So here I showed you for opinion. The acronym. So opinion looks like this. Precedent. Okay, now I'm going to open the chat also. Precedent looks as held by the Constitution Bench in Maru Ram versus Union of India and Vikas Chatterjee. The court will keep in mind that where the power is vested in a very high authority, we presume that they would act carefully. So if you are reading this paragraph, even if it doesn't necessarily connect with the case, you understand that these said that a higher authority, it will be presumed that it is acting objectively and carefully where before that. This adds to your knowledge of case law and principle. Now look at, so how will you use precedent? If you are doing case search, looking at other similar cases, those people who are interested in litigation, then you will backtrace this. Okay. One more thing you can do. Sometimes you are reading about constitutional law in a textbook. That textbook doesn't case because this is a recent case, but you will find that case here if it is relevant to the your knowledge will get refreshed, right? So this most important. Okay, we are finding out parts you can mark and ignore also. Most of the work is about ignoring. To show you that example of an argument. So beginning line only of the paragraph will tell you, learned counsel for the petitioner then urged. This is an argument if I want, right? I can ignore it. I'll mark it and write argument for petitioner. So P, Oprah, I will write respondent and appellant A here, okay, and I'll ignore. Solitary confinement, learned counsel for the petitioner argued that, again, ignore petition. This is not the law laid down by the court. So you can mark it. O is for opinion, P is for precedent, R is for respondent, A is for appellant. You can write for. Okay, enjoying it? Last step, and you have still not started reading yet. Okay, you making sure that you are going to read the right thing. Make a list of the purposes for which you will use this case, judiciary exam perspective. Okay, and after that you will start reading. Okay, so I thought, which are the points for which the question could come? Okay, mercy petition, definitely. Death sentence, yeah. Writ jurisdiction, I can write it as an example that, oh, decided in criminal writ jurisdiction, just to show off my knowledge, one extra case, but there's not much on that I can say. Mercy petition, I can write a bit. Death sentence, power of judicial review of court on presidential power, yes, I can write on that. Question on curative petition, there's a very tiny fact. I can just observe that, a curative petition was filed by Vinay Sharma and was rejected. That will show my knowledge, but nothing more. Now what I'll do, I can take a piece of paper or a flashcard, okay, a small notepad paper, write the name of the case and write that goes in my book so that I know this is my preparation. And whenever needed, I'll open my computer file and see, okay, these were the markings, only this part I need to use. My first time reading also, and I am doing the groundwork for my, what am I doing the groundwork for? I am doing my groundwork for also. Okay, P is for precedent, R is for respondent, A is for appellant. In general, I called it A. Most of the work at Supreme Court and High Court, a lot of that, there will be an appellant, right? Okay, so OPRA. Yeah. Mohammed, you have written it correctly. Okay. Now we are going to start reading. We have done the planning right now. Irrelevant stuff, don't want. Why? Because you're going to have limited time, lots to cover, high competition. So now we read the highlighted parts of the case to find the answers for these important points that we have said. Mercy petition, death sentence, writ jurisdiction, okay, power of judicial review, nothing else. If you do like that, realize that you can read past more than 70%. More than 70% you will not read. Okay, 26 pages may you will only read 3 or 4. Okay. Also, when you read, now I'll tell you how to go about reading also. You will find out, is there substantive law laid down in the opinion? I realized after reading it is that most of the times it was about whether this file was presented or not, whether this file was presented or not. And that when jurisdiction is in a high level authority, they will be exercising it in a proper manner. Okay, so now this was primarily on a factual basis. Principle, there was no other principle, more or less it was factual. If you came to this conclusion, then you realize that there is not much ratio I can use in the judiciary. Litigating on a presidential pardon matter, I can use some things here because then there may be more facts, but in a judiciary exam I can't use it, right? Law here, but reference to other cases is there on the theme of mercy petition, right? So now what does it mean? I'll probably not even read that much. I will just see the, and I will write this case to show how I can get an extra edge over others. That's it. Now imagine if I follow this strategy every day for a year, I might have a whole list of about 500 to 1,000 cases which are additional. If I use even 20 extra cases in my answers, I'm going to make it in the competition, right? Now you can further increase the edge you got by tracking the names of the other cases that were cited. identify one observation for the cases like this. Okay, so this now if I want to go on a learning spree, I don't need to read it now for my current edge. Take it a notch higher. So I will say, okay, Devinder Pal Singh Buller versus state that the disposal of mercy petitions under these require consideration of various factors. Satpal versus state of Haryana and Vikas Chatterjee and Shatrughan Chauhan, what are they saying? The power vested in the President of India, they are giving us a full quote here. Will use, but the quote is not so useful except in the last part because in exam I can't write everything. So this is that they are just reproducing the constitution. The last power of pardon is an executive action needs to be exercised in the aid of justice and not in its defiance, and it is to be exercised on the aid and advice of counsel. This is going to be relevant. Now, when I write this, I'm going to say that 4 cases have talked about this power of the constitution. This is what was said in one case. End of story. Now I have written 4 more cases, 1 paragraph from a recent case, and that will make the difference between somebody getting a 8 or a 9, or I don't know if the examiner may even give 10. Okay, so now if I don't remember any of this, what will I remember? Remember any of this? I'll remember Vinay Sharma. I'll remember 3-judge bench, and Justice Bhanumati wrote it. And one of the important points, 2 important. If there is power vested in a senior authority like the president, they would have exercised it responsibly. That's what the court said. Second thing they said is that you have to Council of Ministers. So 2 points I will remember. No, I'll do it better than any commentary, right? How to use these steps in judgment which contain pages. When there are 1400 pages, you look online and you track how many judges have written it. How many unique opinions are there? Whose one opinion? So in judiciary exam, you have to read the majority leading opinion. That's the most important. Okay. If you are Supreme Court exam, that time you may have to know minority opinions. But in 1400 pages, you use the same method, exclude. Is about the whole judgment unless the whole case question is on that judgment. Okay, exclude and find out maybe 3 or 4 pages that are relevant. Okay, then that could be anywhere. Just find that first. Then you highlight it and you try to write it. You write it in your notebook. You're only going to look at that. You will never open the judgment again. Is that clear? What is? Yeah, is that clear? You are understanding this simple method? For anybody it's not clear, you can ask the question. But method, I'm telling you, this is not taught in colleges. Okay, skimming is taught. I tried skimming, and what happens is that you skim through, but you after skimming. But this method will ensure that you know what to pick and what to revise, and you will read only limited stuff. Technique. Okay, and that's what we want to do this for. So we want to identify the name of case, name of judges, who wrote the judgment, facts. Then we want to go, I'm summarizing so you can hear. So Oprah method is what? Opinion of the court. P for precedent, where you can see cases they are relying on. Okay, and then R is for respondents' arguments and A is for appellate arguments. Okay, you mark all of that and you don't have to memorize the arguments. Most of the times they're irrelevant. One important point, one important argument maybe they will tell you when they are giving their opinion. Only read the opinion of court. Okay, screen zoom, it is okay. Which type of case you need to study in more detail, where they are laying down this kind of principle. You see, Shatrughan Chauhan has said power of pardon is essentially an executive action and should be exercised in aid of justice with Council of Ministers advice. That you have to read. Okay, those type of cases you have to see that and find that kind of paragraph. Okay, and your step 2 is golden rule. Jump to the end and see that what is the outcome, because from outcome you can trace back the history. Your mind will connect the dots. Right? Where can you find recent judgments? So a lot of people take live law subscription also. We help our students to with all of this. You know, we prepare the usually focus only on studies. But usually when you are preparing, you will take a few newspaper, judgment court subscriptions. Get the judgments, but if you want to select which is a news making one, maybe you can try live law. Like that, people try many things. Okay, I'll give you the whole set key, what you need to buy, how, and some of you, if you want our help, we'll tell you how we help, all of that. Okay, how to find Hruday Tej, all the O, okay, all the opinion which is connected to the outcome. You read the outcome as the second step, right? And then as the third step, you wrote the opinion. Now, when you the opinion, if it's connected to, if the opinion is connected to the outcome, then that's the ratio. And if it is random things they are saying, that should happen in the country, which is not related to the exact decision of the facts. Okay, a lot of times courts do that, right? That this should happen in the country, that is not part of the main ratio. Okay, that gets excluded then. All right. Depends on if there is a question paper in Rajasthan or UP, they will give you a paper inside which only you have to write. You won't be able to write more than 300 words in an answer. Okay, but if you are writing in a blank sheet, then you should aim to write at least 100 words. Okay, that will really help, and to the point. Okay, if you can't write more, if you build your writing speed to that. Okay, you can use always you can use Oprah method. Okay, how to decide which case to read, which case to skip? Very good question. You need somebody, right? And they can say this is the hot list of cases, because you need one level of filtering, right? You can't drag every day your state high court and your Supreme Court. That doesn't work. So you need one level to guide you on that, and from that you can study. Facts skip nahi karna, you have to know basic facts. I made you read one para of the facts. Shall I proceed? Judgment writing, I'll teach you day after. In detail, we'll go and write judgment for one case. The format, everything we will learn. I'll give you a memory technique and we will write. Okay. So today, now I have to teach you a lot of stuff about strategy, which give, how many hours to study. So let's do that. Huh? So you followed this, right? This was the first time you this new method of reading cases. We really, got fed up by people struggling so much and went out of our way to invent it. Now I don't all of it at once. Some of you have understood a lot of it, and that's great. Okay, but even if you understood 1 or 2 points, that's fantastic. And with some practice, you okay. This strategy can save you 70% time reading judgments, and if you have hundreds of judgments to read, this is a lot of time. You will be able to. Why? Simply because you're reading less and you're not reading irrelevant stuff. That will increase your confidence, because I need to only learn, reduce your chance of making errors also. Right? Now, is this different from the method that you have been using so far in you study like this? When the faculty gives you a list of cases, you either use Dukki, you use commentary, right? Sometimes you read in a different way. It's very different, right? Pulls apart, right? How you can know? I taught you how to identify opinion, can't skip opinion. How can you? So O is opinion, R is Oprah, P is precedent. Precedents, lot of precedents you can skip. Respondent you will skip, because you don't want to look at it in detail. You want only the opinion of the court. So you skip all of that. Dukki is a guidebook. Bangia, Jhabwala, there is one in the south, starts with S, I forgot. Sharda or something, I forgot. So those keys, okay. So they are last minute preparation guidebooks, but problem is that they are not oriented towards judiciary exam. It's for including college exams. So a lot of things are a little irrelevant, right? Sujata series, right? Correct. Okay. Correct, Mohini. So our students get access to several such techniques and lots and lots and lots of practice. Right now, we're just technique. And if you've understood even one aspect, that's great. Rest you note down to clarify later or research on your own, or you can ask me at the end of the session. We will have a Q. But do you notice that, technique is new but not so difficult? And if you don't know this, thousands of judiciary aspirants today also they are struggling because of lack of reading case law and these kind of issues. It is a very valuable skill also for college exams. If you read college exams like that, in any, even with your senior for your internship or for your working with a senior, you will be able to ace it, right? But this is not taught. Not spend a lot of time reading a judgment. That is very important. That is the heart of this. So you need to prioritize which judgments are important, how much time should you spend on these become important questions. Now, how can you be certain that you have understood the issues? How can you practice? This is what we guide our students with. I'll keep guiding. Okay, I'll keep guiding you on different points. Today, lots of more guidance is needed. Okay, right now let's move forward and ourselves. Right, so I'm Abhyuday Agarwal, co-founder and CEO of LawSikho. Ramanuj Mukherjee, co-founder and CEO of LawSikho, will join us. We'll introduce ourselves in detail also. I'll just tell you a little about LawSikho. How many of you already know about us? About LawSikho? What do you know? Okay, let's move on from Oprah. There's lots more to learn. Okay, so what do you know already? Okay, some of you know a few things. Some of you are new, right? And some of you don't know about LawSikho. So here's how we define LawSikho. Okay, LawSikho is crushing, squeeze the dreams of law students and lawyers. Okay, a lot of bottlenecks squeezing the dreams, our dreams as lawyers and law students. Okay, so we are working in online legal education. We are a pioneer, largest legal education company, and we are changing the way people. For a long time now, some of you asked me how to read bare acts, right? Now that's the only way people were learning law, reading the sections, reading case laws, reading commentaries in colleges, or learning from observing seniors. But this method didn't work. There is a lot of trial and error involved in the process, even for lawyers. New area of law like securities law, technology law, any new area, there's too much risk of making mistakes at your senior's expense, at your client's expense. Example, can you learn how to draft a contract, or by reading just the sections of the contract act, or by reading leading case laws? It's incredible. How about how to get a divorce decree based on mutual consent, or how to do a cross examination in the court? How do you do that? By just reading the bare act or reading a commentary? You can't learn these things by reading bare acts or commentaries or case laws. So LawSikho is the first edtech company in the world to create training which is viable, accessible to everybody, to teach these skills to anybody who wishes to learn these. Professionals, like especially law students, lawyers, we are stuck with industry as all, they need something from us. Academia in college is what is taught, not relevant necessarily. And expectations of our parents, seniors, everybody, society. If you're a lawyer, you're supposed to be rich, smart, successful, dashing, Harvey Specter, any you can think of from your favorite TV show, from your dreams, right? From your imagination. All that's fine, but where the hell are you going to learn the skills to be an awesome lawyer? Government exams and judiciary exams. If you imagine yourself, oh yeah, this judge I really respect, I want to be like that. Where am I going to learn that? Law colleges say industry will don't know enough. So how can we give you a job or internship? If you want to litigate, you don't know how to start, where to work, what the work is, how to get clients. Say government jobs pay you well, they are comfortable, secure. Become a judge. All you have to do is you have to work hard and you will secure those jobs. We could do it in our time. Do it, right? Basically, what does this mean? Does this really work out? Is in short, this is like you have to figure it out on your own. And if the do it, then you should also be do it. You should also be doing it. That's all. That's what they mean. But what they're not taking into account is today's scenario, much worse competition, higher cost of education, higher living cost, our aspirations are higher, and there's different kind of peer pressure, different kind of Netflix, all of that, than it was for a generation earlier. So they really don't understand our situation. Where do you go? How many of you have experienced? It's like a very trapping feeling. It's not just law students and recent law grads, even lawyers who've practiced for some time, no, they also have this problem. So how next level of their practice or crack the toughest competitive exams to succeed. That is what Law Seeker was born to change. Okay, this crazy, situation, and we've been changing these dynamics. We set out to teach you skills, whether it's upskilling yourself or test prep. In each side, we earning and grow your practice and reach for your dreams. We'll do that in this boot camp also. We introduced easy to understand, simple courses to learn difficult skills, okay, and crack difficult competitive exams. Like I just taught you how to read a judgment in a quick way, so that lawyers can crack government jobs, get private sector jobs, get their own clients, build a practice, get promotions, all of that, right? Our students got jobs in the top law firms of the country, created courses for working professionals and lawyers at big companies and law firms like ICICI Bank, Embassy Office Parks, Advaita Legal, of Samsung, famous brands, okay? But that's not the point. We did a lot of work in government test prep coaching also, okay? In 2018, do a brief story about that. We had someone join us as an intern, extraordinary. His name is Harsh Jain. His initial goal was to learn corporate law, but we realized that he's cracked many competitive exams. Abhishek, can you ban live? Please don't do this, okay? Abhishek, please do that. So Harsh cracked judiciary, bank PO, UGC net, JRF, and he was not writing these exams to do the job. He was taking them, develop superior study techniques, and learn how to clear any exam, and later train others on how to clear them. Okay, that was damn inspiring for us. So before shared that he had personally coached 50 candidates, over 50 candidates, to successfully crack judiciary exams in many states, Gujarat, Punjab, Karnataka, MP, Rajasthan, Maharashtra. So he has taught sitting judges in the lower courts in these states over a period of, okay, and he did really well in Law Seeker, shepherding various upskilling courses. But he inspired us to set up a test prep division for clearing all these judiciary exams. We came up with a grand plan, hired a team, started work at it in 2019. We were joined by Shweta Devgan, an alumnus of NLS Bangalore. She's NLU exams, Army Institute of Law, Mohali exam. She's cracked UPSC prelims and mains in 2014. And she realized a real interest in for test prep, not in being a civil servant. She has an extensive experience of 7.5 years in test prep before joining Law Seeker. Students are presently studying at NLS and other top NLUs, 4 other candidates. She's already helped to clear UPSC. She's already trained many other candidate exams. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. Okay. So during the pandemic, I'm going to give you a model diagnostic test later. Okay. Well, let's just continue. During pandemic, important. Why? Because lawyers were struggling to get clients. Courts were functioning on a limited basis. Domestic hiring and internships slowed down. Law firms couldn't operate. It was very important for us to help students crack government jobs, okay, because these were still there. People were looking more at cracking government jobs, secure options, and we were helping them earn also. So we started focusing on helping them secure remote freelance work opportunities so they can study on this and work, okay. And for that, we helped them to work with foreign lawyers, law firms, and startups in various countries. Okay, the idea was that you should be able to break free from a financial crunch, build your dream career, and crack government exams. All right. We brought several universities from US and Europe on board to certify that we launched. Our first test prep batch was started in April 2020, right in the beginning of pandemic. Lockdowns that started in the country. And we then launched courses, UGC NET, CLAT PG, Supreme Court Legal Clerkship cum Research Exam, Limited Insolvency Exam, all of that. Okay. Now, few of our results, few government exams were held. Every exam hasn't yet been held, but I'm just sharing some of the results we produced because it's very important for you. How can you trust us otherwise if we don't tell you how we've been working on this, right? So 2 candidates attempted West Bengal judiciary exam in 2020. 1 cleared all. 2 candidates attempted Chhattisgarh judiciary exam. Both qualified mains in 2020. Interview is still pending. 6 candidates attempted MP prelims, of which 5 mains is pending right now. 3 candidates attempted Telangana prelims and all 3 cleared it. 60 students appeared in SEBI 4 cleared prelims, 7 cleared reached interview stage, and 1 student cracked all the stages and became a SEBI grade A officer. We've also got 100 our bar exam prep course, although that's not exactly a competitive exam, but 100% of the students who prepared for it cracked the exam in the past 10 years. Results for Supreme Court legal clerkship prelim exam. We are really building the Tesla of judiciary preparation. And the famous of are like Maruti. Some are more like ambassador. Makes sense? I'm not even exaggerating. Our goal in 2021 is to enable 1,000 government jobs. In our judiciary course, I'll tell you, there are first, second, third year students made massive progress. 180 people are studying and they are at different levels of prep. Our final year students or graduates, and they will be attempting various state judiciary exams this year. So we're really excited, because we know a lot of them will succeed. One students from first, second, third, or fourth year. So they've started really early, and we want to help them prepare for longer so that their preparation is more solid. They don't want to fourth or fifth year. Also, other offline classroom coachings were not conducted. So a lot of people were waiting. When will coaching start? When can I start properly? These students decided to jump in with us as our program is fully online to gain a head start. 5 are re-attempting the exam and they are focusing on attempting mocks that they can work on specific weaknesses. We've helped them identify that. Okay. And they are practicing answer writing for mains. So their weaknesses and mains, that's their exclusive focus. People joined us in May, and from May till now, we are just in July, right? So there's May, June. They have already completed, guess what? Hindi language, certain topics of CRPC and IPC. And they are now studying CPC, Constitution, and Hindu law. So massive progress they've made just in 2 months. And these are subjects, can you recognize, for multiple state exam, right? So one of the students has completed 42 full-length mocks in 12 months. That's huge length mocks. So we are eagerly waiting for all of them, to take their exams. We're spending a lot of time with them one-on-one to create an unparalleled 160 people in the Law Seco team all over the country, and some are outside India also. Okay, in Ukraine, US, Dubai, 1,000 students a year, giving them practical knowledge, helping them crack government exams. Okay, and we've got 17 full-time trainers, other than external faculty, 17 help with government and judiciary exam cracking. Okay, this is your chance to become a part of our origin story. If you know a bit about us, you know the kind of stuff pull off. And for this, we've got 3 years of work in the background. Since 2018, we've been at it, and we are pretty confident that this will be used. For exactly 50 more people to join us this summer, this season for judiciary prep, and that is our self-imposed cap, because we want, that's more important than revenues at this point. And this is our selection ground, this boot camp. We are looking forward to recruiting top-notch aspirants for judicial potential, whom we can then work with, guide, and mentor. We'll also deliver tremendous value in the next 3 days so that you are amazed and inspired, and maybe some of you can on your own if you want to. But we will still look out for our future star students who have the capability and the steely resolve that they are going to crack judiciary in the years to come. Okay, test prep has been in our blood from very early days. Both Ramanuj and I were toppers mission test for NUJS in 2006. This was before the CLAT was introduced. Ramanuj started working on law entrance prep before CLAT, working for IMS, and he did so much work on it that he was able to earn enough to pay his college fees also. He self-financed his college fees there and started CLAT Hack as a free tool to help people crack the CLAT exam. Later, he moved on because there were other things to do. I taught at IMS myself during my third year vacations, during a law firm internship. On the weekends, I used to teach at IMS. And then from the earnings, I self-financed 2 foreign language courses, third year law student. In 2011, we launched Bar Hacker to help lawyers to crack the new All India Bar exam. And we've had 100% success rate for. Okay. At this moment, I want to perform a quick reality check. And before that, I want to welcome Ramanuj. Hi, Ramanuj. Great that you're here with us. Know whenever you want to jump in.
Hi, everyone. Abhyuday, you please carry on. I mean, it's going pretty well. Please carry on.
Sure. So at this moment, perform a quick reality check here. See, the competition for judiciary exams is really very high. It's one of the most difficult exams. How high it is, we'll just share. In 2018, 64,600 or 700 students attempted the judiciary exam for UP. How many seats? Merely 610 vacancies. And this is a high number of vacancies, okay? Most states don't have so many. In 2019, 8,000 people attempted Rajasthan judiciary, competing for less than 200 vacancies. Okay, if I exclude reserved seats, number of vacancies will be lower. So it won't be 196. If I remove the reserved seats, you will have somewhere around 90 odd seats. It's like 99.5% will fail in this exam. You have to be in the top 0.5% to make it, and that is the. How did we get this number? Again, 12,415 candidates appeared for TJS in 2019. Only 50 qualified. Divide the ratio and you will get that. 0.4% cleared the exam. 99.6% didn't. In 2019, we had candidates who appeared for Punjab Judicial Services. Only 55 qualified. Guess what? 127 remained vacant. You know why? 120. Not because there are not people, but because they didn't get the minimum cutoff. 99.72 candidates couldn't clear. In UP, all the candidates, all the vacancies were filled up, and this was the highest acceptance rate. So most of them filled up. Okay. Now most people make 2 to 3 attempts for judiciary. There are some people, I had released the poll earlier, who are giving it for the second time or the third time. After that, if they still fail, and there are people who keep trying for 5 to 8 years because this is their ultimate dream. After do not make it, some make it after 5 years, some make it after 8 years. I know of people who made it after 8 years of trying judiciary exam. The picture is quite the same in other states spoken about as well. So the exam is also very difficult. If a candidate fails to achieve minimum marks in the exam, the seat will lie, fill it with somebody else. Okay. For example, in the last 3 years, 5 major states were not able to fill all the judiciary seats. This is another thing to think of. If you just clear, get the clearing cutoff marks, it doesn't matter where the competition is. You need to know enough to crack the exam. Tamil Nadu, more than 60% of advertised seats lay vacant. Right? So I'm not talking about number of judges increasing. I'm saying already we have so many seats are not clearing it. More than 60% of the seats are vacant. Okay. How many students attempted? More than 50 times the number of seats are times more students were there. There's a huge uncertainty and unpredictability for candidates who are attempting this exam. Because of this reason, you may want in Uttar Pradesh or Bihar or Himachal Pradesh, Delhi, West Bengal, creates huge uncertainty. What for your home state? If you attended exam last year, but you couldn't clear, let's say in UP, next year vacancies may not be announced. You need to wait again a year, or in some years the number of seats may be very low. In 2019 in Delhi, there were only 45 vacancies in Delhi. There is one more problem. Maximum age limit is that in different states it can